I had Laura, who is a couple that I helped, and with student visa, and then they jump into a sponsor visa. They got permanent residency, and she put a story last week on Instagram, and with her citizenship certificate. So actually, they are citizen before I am. These kind of stories, that's why I love my job, and that's why I study session. We are different because we want to hear about all successful story. And I have so many other stories like this. So,
what is it that you think makes people choose Australia?
Australia is a great country, definitely. Now, why it's a great country? Well, when you come from France and you arrive here, you have like a massive slap, I will say. And it might be the case with other countries because you have so many advantages here. First of all, it's very safe. When I arrived here, I remember I come from Marseille. So in Marseille, we cannot walk by ourselves at night, especially when we are a girl.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So I had the reflex. I always have like, a knife or something. And when I was walking in the streets in Melbourne at night by myself, I always have this reflex to actually look back behind me. Yeah. And then after a few months, I was like, okay, Julie, I think you can drop it and stop. And actually,
it is very safe.
I touch wood, but nothing ever happened to me. So it's actually the lowest criminality in the world. And it's amazing to live such in a good country. It's very clean. People are super friendly. Everyone respects each other. I love that because in many countries might be the case as well. A lot of racism. We cannot actually all live together. But here, because it's such a multicultural country, like everyone lives together. I live in a suburb here in Elstonwick, and I live in the middle of Orthodox, Jewish, and you have some Indians with a turban on the head, and then you have Muslim, and then you have Catholic, and then Buddhist, because it's a lot of Asian as well. And it's amazing, because you also learn a lot of from other culture and backgrounds. There's a lot of things I didn't even know about culture when I was in France, and the open-mindedness, it's very important, and you have so many stories that you learn from others, and definitely it's very valuable knowledge as well, especially when you go back to your home country, and I tell a story about people coming from Vietnam or Mongolia or like destination that maybe I wouldn't have met people from these countries if I wouldn't have been in Australia.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, completely right. And I think picking up on as well kind of what you said at the beginning, that there's always a way that you can impress future employers. You've got different things to put onto your resume. There's always different stories to tell. To say that you kind of came over, you lived in Melbourne, the most livable city, the most friendliest city, is incredible. But on the flip side, you can go and live up north, tropical North Queensland. You've got the landscape up there. You've got the Great Barrier Reef, which is literally one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's incredible.
100%. Yeah, the wildlife in Australia and the landscape I've seen here. Well, you don't see that in many places around the world. In one country, you have it all. You have the tropical weather, the cold weather, even the Great Ocean Road, the Uluru, Great Barrier Reef. And I mean, you get out 1 hour from Melbourne and you have like fields with kangaroos everywhere, and you look up in the trees and you see koalas. And I went surfing in New South Wales because I started to surf in Australia.
Of course you did.
Well, it took me like 8 years before to start, but I was surfing in New South Wales, and suddenly I look around and I was in the middle of a bunch of 30 dolphins. That was an amazing experience. And then turtles and then seals in Victoria. So the wildlife is unbelievable. Definitely amazing landscape. That's one of the reasons as well.
And what about for employment opportunities in Australia?
Very good question. That's the other thing, especially. That's a very important point. The employment, we have so many opportunities. And what I love about Australia, they don't look at always the knowledge and education, but they give you the chance if you have the right attitude. And, that was my case, actually. I lived that. So it's a lot of opportunity, in the jobs, like a lot of abundance in different industry across all the countries, and it's very easy to find a job here, you know. So if you're really motivated and you do the right thing, well, you will find a job 100%, you know, in your industry. And it's just go, don't give up, and try to push the doors and go beyond.
Yeah. Absolutely, I totally agree with that as well. I think you hit the nail on the head when you're saying if you've got the right attitude, you can storm in and you can go and get anything you want. Absolutely. Now, what is it that you like, well, I hope you love, about international education, the industry as a whole? Why do you like working with international people and helping them into the education?
Well, that's a very good question.
I'm picking your brain today.
Oh my God, on the spot. I didn't prepare the questions. You have to know that. So even it's a crazy industry. I love education. Well, first because we deal with people from everywhere around the world. And one more time, it's amazing to make friends. And I didn't know no one outside France before, you know. And now working in this industry, well, I have friends a bit everywhere around the world, which is amazing. But also I love this industry because we help to make people, we make an impact on the life of people, you know, depending on your goal, depending what you want to achieve for your career, to help you professionally, personally as well, because you actually learn a lot personally about yourself. So we help young people or adults, I would say, because we also deal with more mature people, I would say. We contribute to change the life of people, and it's incredible experience.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really rewarding job. I speak from my own experience here. It's great being able to help people that were once just like you, and being able to take them on that journey, be able to put a smile on their face, be able to help them into education, which is then obviously then going to help them some way in their life. And to know that you've had a part of that is incredible. Obviously, you just had that story with people who've now got their citizenship, and you were there helping them, which I think is obviously so humbling and just really amazing.
Definitely. And sorry, before, in France, something that I suffered a lot, and I passed through a lot of mental health issues because of not knowing what I wanted to do in my life, you know. And then you meet people. I was meeting people, and then you ask, what do you want to do in life? Because that's the question that I strongly advise to don't ask yourself, because we cannot know what we want to do in a lifetime. But, you know, when people, they tell you, I want to be a nurse, I'm going to be a graphic designer, I'm going to be whatever career, and you feel so frustrated because you're like, shit, why myself? I don't know about it, you know. And working in international education really helped me to understand what are the different industries, what kind of job actually you can get, and it's beautiful because you need to be happy to go to work. Yeah, the career nowadays is super important. We don't get a job just for the salary today. That used to be the case for our parents at the time, but now we value our generation so much, the life balance and the culture of the company where you're gonna work. You know, you don't get the first random job. I can see it with people when they applied for job and when we have consultation, and people actually pick the companies where they want to work now, you know. So to make sure that you do something that you love, knowing about the different courses, what you actually learn, what actually is the career outcome, how much roughly you're gonna earn, and that's amazing knowledge. Yeah, and that's why it helps us as well to guide and people, you know.
Yeah, and you do that very, very well. I'm fortunate to hear you when you're speaking to people, and you spend a lot of time getting into the depths of people and understanding people to be able to give them the best advice. Yeah. And that's something that I kind of see you as a mentor, and I've learned from you. I think that's very good. Just giving you a little compliment there.
Thank you for that. But that's what I love, because I passed through that. I know how is it traumatic to don't know what you want to do. So I help different people, and I hope we will get and listen their stories as well. This is why actually we started that video podcast, to be able to share with you different incredible stories. But when someone comes to see me, and it's what I prefer the most, like, you know, I don't know, it's okay, look, take your time. First of all, don't put too much pressure, and let's go through industries by category. What don't you like first? Let's go by elimination. And then when we pick on a course list, so we have designed a course list to help people by industry to see, oh, maybe I would like that. Oh, yes, social media can be an option. Event management can be an option. Graphic designer, I'm actually sometimes creative as well. So this is a work that I do with my community and my students. So, and even if at the beginning they will select 7 or 8 courses that they are interested in, I will actually after, okay, we did the first step. It's good, you know, before you didn't know what to do. And now we are getting into around 7 or 8 direction here. So then there is this work where I send them information about each course. What are the units that actually they're going to study? What is the course structure? But what is the career outcome as well?
Yes.
What do you see yourself most, like, do you want to deal with people, or you don't want to deal with people and you will be happy to actually don't talk with clients, or, you know, like over the phone, or you prefer you're more maybe an IT person or an account, working in accounts, you know, so. And then slowly, we go by elimination. And from 7 or 8 options, we go to 3 or 2 options. And then from there, this is where I organize campus tour, or because you need to get information. If I can give you an advice, I was suffering because I expected that information will fall into my hands. But well, it doesn't work like this. So actually just reading, get some information, and and you will find out what you want until we arrive to, that's it, this is what I want to do. And well, nothing is irreversible as well. If you decide to go in one path and then you realize that it's not the right path for you, it's fine. You know, you can change, and you will have tried, and you cannot see that as a failure, because we learn from all experiences.
Absolutely.
We have, you know. So look, Steve Jobs, I love his story because I use it sometimes to for my consultations. And when he got kicked out and he got fired from his own company, and then he studied a graphic design course, you know. But at the time, and I read that it was quite challenging, but at the end, the skills he get out of this graphic design course, he actually used them to when he created Pixar after. Yeah. So everything that you do, every work experience, any course online or any studies, any knowledge is valuable, and you will use them one day. So,
speaking on courses, what is the most popular course, and has it always been that, or have you seen trends come and go?
Oh, that's a good question. First of all, I will say that by nationality, there is a preference in courses. Okay. So French people, we are very entrepreneur, I realize. Business, management, marketing, commerce are very, very popular. Where for you in the UK, you have a lot of fitness courses, project management courses. So depending on the nationality, there are different preferences. Now, in terms of tendency, it's really, I've been into marketing the last 10 years, I will say, that have grown as well a lot. A lot of courses have been developed, digital marketing. Marketing and communication always have been popular, but now social media, different event management, all these kind of courses are a bit more popular. And also, well, we are going into a world more and more digital as well. So all companies are looking for good digital marketer, and I think it's one of the advantage of working also online and living this digital nomad life.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a real tendency today.
Yeah, no, I'd completely agree. I think we've definitely seen an increase in people wanting to have a job outcome where they can work from home, or they can work in Bali, or they can work anywhere in the world behind 100%. The computer, work on the screen. And obviously with companies now going more digital based, and there's definitely an increase in those sorts of courses as well. And as well, it's interesting that you mention nationality, because when you actually sit down and think about it, then there is definitely trends between courses and nationalities. Yeah. So, for example, from the UK, Northern Ireland, we seem to get quite a lot of tradespersons coming in. That's very much a growing industry as well. But then again, project managers, a lot of people now are seeing that as a great occupation to go into, because you can study this course and then you've got project managers across multiple different industries, and it's going to be a lifelong career that people can have.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I rarely see a French person choosing IT studies, for example. They don't like computers.
Yeah, this is why you're all entrepreneurs, because you just have somebody else to do that side of things, and you can be out on the floor mingling and chatting to everyone.
I know. We love to talk. We love to be outside and smoke cigarettes. Bad propaganda. We're not gonna put that.
So we've talked a lot about a student visa, having a student visa, etc. And obviously, one of the benefits is that you can stay longer in Australia, or you can come to Australia. What are some of the other benefits of having a student visa?
Other benefits of having a student visa. Well, to become a better person. But we cover this topic. The advantage of a student visa in Australia is that you can work while studying, and that's a big advantage, because you can work 20 hours per week. Well, right now, thanks to the pandemic, we don't have any work restrictions for international students until further notice. So far is until June 2023. But in normal time, pre-pandemic, used to be 40 hours fortnightly, which is great because it's an experience that you can add on your resume. So definitely when you go back home and you look for different job opportunities around the world, maybe depending what are your objectives, it's a great asset, definitely. So that's the first thing I would say. Advantage of a student visa here is discover different people from around the world, as I said as well before. Yeah, I think.
Is there anything that student visa holders might find as a challenge, do you think? Or is it pretty easy to get jobs? Is it pretty easy to live somewhere, to go to school?
Well, obviously, student life is never easy, yeah? So let's make it straight. Whatever you're in France or you're here or whatever you're back home, here the struggle in Australia, I will say, is obviously you need to be independent because you cannot rely on no one. So you need to have a good life balance between study, assessments, work, social life, because you need to have friends as well. I definitely recommend to don't stay like we were in lockdown by ourselves. It helps a lot, definitely.
For me, I think the statistics speak for themselves. Like 600,000 international students coming to Australia. I think that says a lot about it. You can see by the number of agencies that there are as well. And I think from our community, and it's something that you do set up very well, is that Study Destination does have a community of people, and we see a lot of people renewing a student visa and choosing to study again. So again, I think that speaks volumes about what it's like to be in Australia, what city you're in. You can move around, you can try somewhere else. If you didn't like living down in the cold in Melbourne, you can go up onto the Gold Coast and study up there and live there. So I think there's so many opportunities here, and that's definitely a credit to Australia.
Yeah, definitely. You can live different experiences. As you said, it's a very good point as well. If you want to start your studies in Melbourne and then you are in a provider, in an institution that have different campuses across Australia, and you want to move to Byron Bay to experience a different lifestyle, you can, which is also very good. So student visa is a great advantage, and they look after their students very well in Australia, the international students, and that's why Australia is one destination very popular, is because it's a lot of laws to protect the tuition fee, to protect the money actually of students. With the welcoming, the teachers are much much more passionate, I would say, and compassionate, because they know what is it to actually leave your comfort zone and leave your home country to come here and being alone. So what I loved on the student visa is, the relationship with my teachers are great, and they really look after you and care after you. So that's a big advantage when you're on a student visa.
It's good to have that reassurance, isn't it, as well?
Yes.
Okay, so tips and tricks. You've been in Australia nearly 11 years now.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot. You've absorbed so much of the culture.
Yeah.
Tips and tricks to surviving, thriving, success, getting the best out of it. Go.
Well, my best advice for someone who actually thinking about coming to Australia and live an experience is, don't think too much. Just do it. Sometimes we overthink, and it's the best experience that you can have. It's gonna change your life, and just go for it. Do it. That's a yes attitude. I will say, after my experiences from being super lost as a founder of a startup, and then small business, and then medium business, and then because of COVID going back to a small business, and being a mother of 2 children and speaking 3 languages and all what I have, and being a surfer as well. Don't doubt about yourself. You must trust yourself. Even sometimes, everyone doubt about ourselves. So, and I did as well. But at the end of the day, if I can give an example, a good tip, is, I will definitely listen your guts. Like, you got it. Don't be worried and just go for it. A lot of time, another point is, sometime in life we just learn by doing. Learning by doing, that's really the summarize of my life. So, pointless to stress out. Just trust the process and let it go. That's another tips. One of the very important thing is networking.
Yeah, you were saying, so you had a business card.
Yes.
Literally with your name and phone number on.
Yes. I was no one, but I made myself a business card. So every time that I could talk to someone that was interested or in my profile, or I don't know, I was just giving my business card. Julie Biori, my phone number, my emails, and that's it. Networking is key nowadays. Sometimes you will meet one person that will give you the opportunity. Sometimes you won't. Look, I knock on maybe 100 doors, and I always got no. And obviously you want to give up, and it's very draining mentally, but just keep going. Like, you need consistency, persistency. It's super important. So try to talk as many people as you can. Helping each other in Australia is something that I learned a lot without expecting. So expecting to receive something back, but by helping over, and especially in our industry, when you help someone, they actually help you, and they bring you another student to help, and that's the way. It's a very important mentality and attitude to have in Australia that I learned and discovered in Australia, because the people here are very like this, so it's very good. Don't give up. Don't give up. Oh my God. You have no idea how many times I wanted to give up. I actually did one time. I was very burnout between the jobs, and I had personal issues and the studies, and not having like the job I wanted, and being unsure. So actually I booked a flight ticket. 2 days later, dropped my apartment, dropped the job. I dropped everything, and I went back in France. And I was like, no, I arrived in France after a month and a half. I did the depression. I was like, nah, I cannot leave it like this. So I actually came back and pursue my studies. Don't give up, because, and I see it among the young people here, our community. We do some coaching, because yes, don't give up. You're gonna be fine. Just hold it. Sometimes it's just, like turbulences, and you have to pass through it. So that's very important. Yes, and everything happens for a reason in life. So if sometimes you think something bad happened, when I got the no for the first job, I was I was so furious. I was so angry to life, like why I cannot get an experience, why not? And I was very down, but look where I am now, and the fact to get no so many times as well, like make me want to go even harder and beyond.
Gives you that fire.
Exactly. So trust the process, everything will be fine, don't give up, and have the right attitude. Very important.
Yeah, can-do attitude, absolutely. I think one of the most poignant pieces of advice that I was ever given, and it definitely summarizes what you just said there, is if doors keep opening for you, keep walking through them. If a door closes, open another door.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's a great attitude to have in Australia. There's so many networking events you can do. There's so many events which aren't even kind of employment related. Maybe it's a volleyball game down on the beach, but you never know who you might meet.
Definitely. Yes attitude.
Yeah. That's it. Say yes to everything. Yeah.
Yes attitude.
Might get you into a little bit of trouble, but you'll have a great time.
Definitely you will. You will have crazy stories to tell, to talk about. But
and that's what you want. That's a goal. Come to Australia, have a big life experience and loads of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Say yes.
Finally, if you could go back in time and you could look at yourself in 2012, stepping off that plane, what would you say to yourself?
Wow, that's a good question. Okay. I will go back to my 21 years old version of myself and I will tell her, you will be fine. You will be fine. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't panic. Because sometimes overthinking things, as I told you, I passed through very mental, difficult times. And trust yourself. Yeah. It will be fine. That's it.
It's quite an emotional question, that one. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I suffered so much. Then, Like, I was crying. Oh my God, you have no idea when I got out of the airport and it was such a loneliness moment. So, keep opening the doors.
Yeah. But it's worth it.
100%.
100%.
Australia changed my life. Personally, I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know to speak any other language than French. I didn't know how to manage my money. Oh my God, I was negative all the time in France before I come here. So it teaches you skills as well that you need in your personal life, So, do it. That's it.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today and for sharing some of your amazing stories. I'll probably have to get you back again so we can go into a little bit more. Maybe with a glass of wine, you can tell me some of those other non-work related stories.
Yes, I will. We are on the water. So it's 9 a.m. But thank you for listening. Thank you for your amazing questions. We hope to see you soon. And if you want to share your stories with us, don't hesitate. We are doing different video podcasts to share different stories from incredible people. So thank you for following us. And if you want
any information at all about anything,
contact us.
Yeah. And don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for more.
Thank you.